Hello guys, how's everybody doing? We're back today, and I didn't think I'd start another Road to Glory until I had finished some Josh Mason, all of Josh Mason's career. But I watched a movie last night. If you've ever seen it, it's called Rudy. Yes, Rudy. Most of you probably have seen it. It's considered one of the best sports movies of all time, and it's actually a pretty good movie. But it's basically about this guy named Rudy Reutiger. That's how you pronounce it, Rudy Reutiger. And I kind of did my research on how to spell his name, so. But it's Rudy Reutiger, and he went and goes to a small Catholic high school, and he's a very undersized. He plays left end on the defense, and he's way undersized. He's 5'6", 165 pounds. That's it, guys. 165 pounds and only 5'6" for the end. And his family only watches, they're big Notre Dame fans. Big Notre Dame, so they're big Fighting Irish fans. But Rudy, they watch Notre Dame all the time. And he kind of memorizes the speech from, I forget the name of the coach, but he's one of the best coaches in Notre Dame history. He can memorize the speech, I forget it, but yeah, but Rudy's pretty good at, he's decent anyway at football. His last year of high school, he said he led the team in tackles, so that's kind of cool. But in high school, Rudy's not a very good student, and obviously Notre Dame is a school where you have to have good grades. So Rudy was declined the chance. He actually starts working at his father's steel mill, and actually this whole story is based on a true story. So he works at the steel mill, and he's got his friend, and his friend is really the only person, even in his family, and he's not even family, who thinks that he'll make Notre Dame. Well, they get kicked out of a bar, and his friend dies at the steel mill. He explodes from fire or something. There's no pressure, so forget the exacts. But he dies, so Rudy sets out to go to Notre Dame. I'm kind of explaining the story to you, but if you haven't seen Rudy, then that kind of stuff. But he can't go, so he goes to one of the priests at Notre Dame, and there the priest says, okay, I can get you into a junior college called Holy Cross, and if you get your grades up for one semester, then we'll see. If you can get up for 2 semesters, you have a chance at Notre Dame. So Rudy, he works hard and hard. He meets this guy who is kind of a nerd. He's an all-student dealio. Cool. He's just a student. He's a straight A student, all the good stuff. And Rudy helps him, or he helps Rudy, and Rudy helps him get some girls. And Rudy's grades come up, and he does get declined a few times. And he comes in and he says, he also gets his job with this guy who used to be a player there, who quit the team, plays a big role in the story. But when Rudy does that, he gets declined, and he gets really upset because he's going to be a senior the next year, and Notre Dame does not allow senior transfers. So obviously he had to get in that year. Rudy does get into Notre Dame, and he goes to the football practice. He wears number 44, and he gets pushed around all the time because he's so tiny. I mean, look at that guy that I'm making here. Look at 5'6". That's how big he is, and it is pretty skinny. But he comes to practice. He shows up. He comes, and he really, so he plays his hardest. So the coaches are like, yeah, we should start him. And then the head coach says, alright, you can dress 1 game for your senior year, because his family doesn't believe he's on the Notre Dame football team. So he says they can dress out. Well, the coach that year before senior year leaves Notre Dame, and a coach from the Green Bay Packers comes in, and he doesn't want to dress him. And it's the last game of the year against Georgia Tech. And Rudy, all the stars, all the All-Americans, everybody on that Notre Dame team walks into the coach's office and basically says, I want Rudy to dress in my place. And they, they start piling their jerseys on the desk and all that. So they gear Rudy up. He doesn't get to play. There's 32 seconds. They're gonna beat Georgia Tech, 17-3. And the guy in the offense, they're just gonna run the clock out. And the receiver's like, no, we have to score for Rudy. So they score a touchdown. Rudy gets on the field. One play, as like the players start making this chant, it goes around the whole stadium. And it's like, Rudy, Rudy, Rudy. That's what they did. And they came in. And Rudy comes in. His only play in his Notre Dame career. And he comes in and he sacks the quarterback. Yep, it was pretty epic. Pretty epic. But yeah, that's kind of the story of the movie, Rudy. That was the movie, really. It's an all true story, and that kind of gave me some inspiration because I thought about making a defensive player in Road to Glory. It's like, wow, that was a great movie. So that was my inspiration to make this guy who he is, and he actually really does. He has the long sleeve white, and he's got like everything but his fingers are taped. He's got big socks. He looks pretty funny. But yeah, so that was my inspiration to make this defensive player. And, yeah, so, small, but we're gonna, try and relive Rudy Reutiger's career and try and get him into Notre Dame, obviously, and, do that, and then we'll see what Rudy can do, Maybe we'll be Rudy Reutiger and get in the last game of the senior year, I don't know. Hopefully, though, we get in earlier than that, because that would kind of suck. But Rudy Reutiger, obviously, it's going to end after Road to Glory, because Rudy Reutiger, the real Rudy Reutiger, never did go pro. Obviously, 1 sack in Notre Dame history, a sack. That's all you did in your career at college. No, it's not going to help you. But yeah, guys, so, actually, that red helmet, those are perfect. That was the color that he wore in the movie, apparently. I didn't really look it up. I kind of went on the movie. But yeah, this is Rudy Reutiger, and obviously we're gonna select his colleges. But I hope you're gonna enjoy this Road to Glory, and I will see you guys when we do it next. So you can see there, set as hope side, but I'm gonna set the difficulty at varsity for now.